Test one, two, test one, two, test one, two, test one, two. Good evening. I am Juan Key, and welcome to my world. Tonight we are going to be reading. Well, I'm gonna be reading. You're gonna be listening. Somebody's asking for advice. Now let me tell you something. When I do these things, I stay true to the text, Naris21. Good evening, Naris21. I stay true to the text and to the message, the subtext and the context. I'm sorry, I'm getting into my theater. The subtext and the context of the verbiage of the writer, the author. All right, so sometimes you can tell that the individual's primary language is not English. I'm just here. I am the artiste, and I am here to just let the work go through me. Now that I have gotten my thespian out of the way, 4 weeks in date starts asking for money. This how he titled it. 4 weeks in date starts asking for money. And it's open to everybody. Please, Naris21, if you want to give him a hand. I-30 male match with a girl, 25 female, on a dating app, after which we constantly stayed in touch. And 2 weeks in, she somehow diagnosed with tumor. Parentheses, with nothing to prove it, end of parentheses, plays cold and only shows affection when I spend any money or take her out. Four weeks in, she randomly asked if I want to hang out soon, parentheses, after we hung out a couple of times, end of parentheses, and then texts and she needs me transfer her like 50 to buy something online. After I said no to both hanging out and giving her money since I'm busy and have a tight schedule and a budget, she responded very politely if I want to reschedule it to another day. She working you. 50 is not a big deal, so then give it to her. But her vibe is pretty sketchy at this point, you think? I'm a traditional guy and like to spoil my girl. Apparently you don't. But I feel like I'm only love when providing something for her, although she constantly love bombs me and says all the stuff I want to hear. But then that's an oxymoron right there. Jumbo shrimp, little giant. Like what? Let's read that again. 50 is not a big deal. Then give it to her. But her vibe is pretty sketchy at this point. I'm a traditional guy and like to spoil my girl. Apparently you don't. But I feel like I'm only love when providing something for her, although she constantly love bombs me and says all the stuff I want to hear. Am I missing something, Naris21? Did I miss something? I wanted to end it, but keep it going just for the kicks. Any advice would be appreciated. And he's asking in the men section to the men, okay, who been dealing with birds and shit. Okay, somebody who's a man, he pointed out to make sure he's a man, says, brother, you know the answer. Cut your losses. Somebody says, or just be very clear, I will not be sending you money for random things. Ha 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 ha. If you want some money, you better put out some puss. I'm sorry. I added that part. I got a little excited. Somebody else says, yeah, she will end the relationship very soon after realizing her simp isn't paying up. Somebody says, send me 50 and I'll tell you whatever you want to hear. And he's a man. Another man says, I'll do it for 45. Another man says, I'll do it for 40 and let you play with my hair. Somebody else says, I'll match the 40, but I'll throw in butt stuff. Okay. Okay. They're just dragging him and laughing at him. Delete the dating app, somebody says. Okay, let's see. One last one, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts. She's just a hooker with extra steps. Somebody says, psycho grifter with no talent for the long con buy. All right. So, I mean, it's like somebody said in there, if you have to ask, you already know the answer. The thing that really I find puzzling is that out here, when he's posting to the man in the men section, he says that he likes to spoil his girl. The 50 is no problem. Not a big deal. He likes to spoil the girls. But he then says that she's love bombing him and saying all the right stuff, but she's only coming around when she wants something. That's the type of girl you decided to give your time to. You probably let with your money or let with, oh, I'll spoil my girl. When it's time to spoil, you know, everybody wanted a sugar daddy until that it was time for that daddy to get that sugar. You know? Everybody wanted a sugar daddy until the daddy came for that sugar in the form of butt stuff, like somebody else said. This is a quick one and a simple one. Yeah, she wants your money. She wants your money. Are you willing to be an ATM for her? I mean, it could be a really good arrangement. You paid her for her services, and she will service you. Just know that ever so often she might need an increase, you know, but this could all just be handled like a easy transactional. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like somebody else said, to cut your losses. It is what it is. Move on. The dating apps could be horrible. This is why you got to take the time, and then cut your losses. If you see right away that this is not going to work out, be clear. Set your intention, be clear, move on. It's not really much here. Somehow she thinks she could ATM your ass and pump you out of your hard-earned money. Whatever reason that may be. Maybe she's just a scam and a grifter like that, or maybe you let with your money trying to impress her, and now she wants to see what you're really about. 50 is nothing. 50 is not even a meal for one person alone. You want her to go out with you. You don't want her looking like Baby's kids from around the way. She got to get the nails. She got to get the facial. She got to get the makeup. She got to get the extensions. Then she got to get some boots to go with it. And what about that purse, that bag, that clutch? That got to go. And let's not talk about the dress. And then, okay, well, what coat is she going to wear? She can't wear the bubble jacket. She's going to have to get a peak coat. You see what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, I'm all done up. You want me to meet you somewhere? You're going to send that Uber? Drop a bomb on that. I'm just saying. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we do this every single night. It's true. That young fella was looking for some advice. That this is as best as I can give it to you. Yeah, she is. She's a application, an app hooker that you attach yourself to. She's begging you for $50. You ain't got it like that, so you can't give it to her. So cut your losses. Give her. Well, let me not encourage prostitution, but you know what I'm saying. Move on to the next. Move on to the next. When people act like that's the only piece that they're gonna find, if it didn't work out, okay, block, delete, delete. Maybe change your phone number and move on to the next. If you're really about it, if you're really trying to get to get to a specific level, then continue to search. It's that simple. Hook or no. You keep asking me like I'm an ATM. You ain't even like you not my, we just barely met. 2 weeks. The fuck I look like? See, it couldn't be me. It was never me. It could never and it would never. Period. Never 21. This bitch ain't holding right. And he ain't peeping the game. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, with that said, I will see you guys tomorrow. This is a quick one. Yeah. See you guys tomorrow. I made a nasty piece of meal. So I am currently on my get serious journey right now with my eating and all that. But apart from my supplements and all that, I am having for lunch every day. I'm having a green salad. I feel like a rabbit. But tonight I came home and I made some asparagus with some quinoa. I did 8 pieces of shrimp in lemon pepper. Okay. I also had half a broccoli head steamed with some steamed tomatoes too. And that was my dinner. This should all have been under 500 calories. Okay. Anyway, Naris21 says, sadly, this is how the girls are. We're going to leave that conversation for another day. With that said, I will see you guys tomorrow. We do this every single night. Please come through tomorrow for another seeking advice or confession. Be safe, get some rest, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Peace.